Yes, welcome back to the Sports Show. Well, it's time to get down to the AFL tips. Massive game on tonight, of course. Richmond sitting in first spot, Essendon in 11th at the MCG. What type of crowd do you reckon?
Crowd?
Big crowd?
MCG?
Yep. Essendon and Richmond, two of the big clubs.
Night.
Yep.
Essendon's still alive. No, Essendon not alive.
No.
Gone.
But
History.
I heard Johnny Worsfold say earlier in the week that they want to continue with the good brand of footy they're playing. They want to take it to Richmond. They want to see how far they've advanced. So they're having a fair crack.
Okay,
Richmond will still win.
I can tell you how far they've advanced.
How far?
Richmond will flog them.
Flog them.
That's what I think.
What do you reckon?
Oh, no, they'll win
10
easy.
goal?
Yeah, they'll win
10
easy
goal?
at the G.
Jack Riewoldt leads the Coleman medal with 10 goals last week.
Terrific player, Jack Riewoldt.
And I reckon he gave away 4 or 5, so he could have had a lazy 15.
He's a terrific player. He's one of the form players of the AFL today, right now. He's the bloke. Ben Brown is up around the mark, but this guy is in career best form.
All right, so Richmond for you, mate. Collingwood sitting in 5th spot. Power in 8th. It's at the MCG on Saturday. No Charlie Dixon done for the season. Very unfortunate and a massive loss. Paddy Ryder with that hip flexor. Even if he was playing, he's going to be suspect. So I say no to him.
Polek, hamstring.
Can they still get Collingwood?
Can
they still get Collingwood?
This is going to be tough. This is going to be extremely tough.
So then who needs to step up? In the absence of those, I mean, Westhoff's the Mr. Fix-It, but he can't fix 3 different positions. But
No, he can't. No, he can't. I think it's got to be across the board. It's a tough gig for him to go to the MCG to face Collingwood without those 2 big guys. But the club's been in that position before and surprised a few people. I don't know whether they can here. I'm not sure, but my dad told me 2 things when I was a young fella.
Yep.
Always wear a white shirt, son, and you'll never get a dirty job. And never, ever tip against Port Adelaide.
Well, it's good to see you got a black shirt on, mate.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So you're going for Port Adelaide, based on that? Yeah, they are a club that responds well to backs against the wall type situations.
Which is the only reason I'm going for them, mate.
All right. Okay. Geelong in 9th spot. Freo in 13th at Geelong.
No game.
Cape Walk for Geelong.
Cape Walk the Cats.
GWS in 3rd spot. Sydney in 6th at Spot. This is going to be a heck of a game.
It is, a terrific game. The AFL will be rubbing their hands, wouldn't they? Look at the way the seas's finished here.
Oh, the last few weeks, unbelievable.
It's just been unbelievable. But
then why are we changing the rules? Then why are we changing the rules?
Don't change the rules. I mean, dear man.
But it started 2 or 3 weeks ago. They talked about changing the rules. We've just had a belting 3 weeks of footy.
Yeah. And then you had the showdown, which was a showpiece of Australian rules.
Cracker of a game.
With no rule changes.
So other than Carlton and Gold Coast have recently, although they've had a couple of surprise wins, taken some big losses, all the other games have been
great games.
Really great games. So
that's right.
Why do we want to change the rules?
Well, I don't know whether we do want to. I think
that's what I'm saying. Wouldn't we leave it alone?
There's a few people that do.
Yeah.
But if I listen to the current players, they're the ones playing the game. They're the ones out there doing the job. And I'd say 90% of them are saying, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Because this will be a gem. This will be an absolute beauty. Because Sydney can still miss. I suspect if they lose their last couple, they can still miss. So, and GWS want to hold on to that, top 4. So they've got a couple of injuries. So it's wobbly.
It's amazing that GWS, if you go back to the start of the season, maybe the first 10 games, everyone's critical of Leon Cameron, saying you need to sack him as coach. The team's no good. They're not going anywhere. Now, everybody's saying it may be, at the moment, them, GWS, Richmond grand final.
Yeah.
It's not without the realms, is it?
No, it's not. And they've just started to get a couple back, GWS, because they had a horrible injury run. Lost a couple again, and the Green was a big one, big loss for them. And their ruckman was a big loss for them. So they've lost a couple of players again. So this brings Sydney back into it. Whether they can beat GWS at Spotless, I don't know. They're a good side, GWS.
So you're going for?
Yeah, I'll go GWS.
GWS, all right. Gold Coast in 17th, Brisbane in 16th at Metricon. Brisbane have been more consistent, haven't they?
Brisbane.
You like what Fagan's done with them? You like the way they've turned them around? And
I love what Fagan's done. Brisbane just probably need, if they can get their hands on a big key forward to help Hipwood and make Hipwood the second key forward, if you like, so he gets the second best defender, they're a very dangerous outfit. So I've tipped Brisbane a couple of times in the last month to win games, and they're a good side. Next couple of years they'll be even better. Has
Stewie Jude been dealt a rough hand with Gold Coast? I mean, the Commonwealth Games being there and they couldn't get in the venue for the first 8 or 10 games.
That's right.
So when you're a young team and you're trying to get going, it's tough enough. Now you're on the road. So then you hit that mid-season hump that everyone talks about. So they finally get back, and now they're in the mid-season hump with the young group. And they've run out of legs, haven't they?
Well, and plus he's got hanging over his head Stephen May Is he going to stay with the club? Lynch has already said he's going to Collingwood. So enormous pressure on Stewie G with a side that's not capable of winning a lot of matches.
That's why I think he's being harshly dealt with. I don't think he's got a big list, has he?
The first thing I'd be saying if I was Stewie G, well, here, mate, you take the reins. You do a better job here. Because that's a tough gig. As you say, first half of the year, they're on the road every game.
I think be patient. I think
do that to Richmond.
Yeah. Well, I think Richmond and Collingwood probably set a good example of be patient. It's not Stewie, you know. Collingwood stood with Buckley, and all of a sudden he's come good. Richmond stood with Hardwick, he's come good. I think as long as they're patient, they'll get some reward for it. Whether they will be or not, I don't know.
It's how they rebuild here. It's not how they rebuild. It's because they're not rebuilding.
It's let him build. It's let him build.
You've got to keep that group together. And having May unsure of his future, Lynch say he's going to Collingwood, that doesn't help.
No, it's not with stability.
No, he's been dealt a roughie.
St Kilda in 15th spot. Hawthorn, I think, have surprised a few. I know you're one of them. In fourth, that's at Etihad.
No, they'll
the
win.
Hawks.
They'll win.
Yep.
What
went wrong? What's gone wrong with St Kilda?
They're a head case.
Do you think the loss of Rewalt and Montagna, just two pillars in their team, so their leadership plus their footy, just too hard for them to replace?
Well, I think they won 11 games last year, or around about 11 games.
People were talking them up this year.
I think they won what?
Yeah, I'd have to have a look, 4 or 5.
Not sure. Yeah.
All right, your favourite team, Carlton, in 18th spot against the Doggies in 14th.
Doggies in good form.
Yep.
Yeah, we snuck them in a couple of weeks ago against somebody, I can't remember who it was.
Luke Beveridge played a lot of young kids this year, and they're starting to get rewarded.
People forget, 2016 they won the flag.
Yep.
They'll win that one.
Doggies U. West Coast in 2nd spot, Melbourne in 7th. Melbourne a little spluttery at the minute.
Well, Melbourne have got to play West Coast in Perth.
Yep.
And then GWS to finish. And they're in the race for that 8th spot, so they'll be playing for their absolute life there. And West Coast, you don't know about West Coast because they're second. They had a tight win, obviously, on the weekend. Never led for any part of the 120 minutes and won. Do they come down a fraction? Because they've got nothing. They're not going to miss the 8. They're not going to miss
Will they come
4.
down enough for Melbourne to get them?
Well,
they've got a couple of games in hand. I think West Coast. Crows up against North Melbourne, 12th v 10th.
Another one you don't know too much about. I'd have to say Adelaide at home.
I would have thought, and a bit of pride on the line as well.
Yeah, but North Melbourne are still fighting. They're still.
I think they've been the surprise team this year. Well, North Melbourne.
I think they'll finish exactly where I thought they might finish, which is 10th.
Mate, just quickly, you've been in the media a long time, mate. You do a lot down there at the Port Adelaide Footy Club. I read an article this week by Kane Collins, and he's potting the captains of both teams, Tex Walker and Boakey, and he's had a crack at Boakey at the start of the year, saying he shouldn't be captain. Now, 4-time best and fairest medal winner at the club. I don't like what he's writing, and he's never captained the team.
No.
I don't think he's been in the leadership group.
Not that I can remember.
Yet he's prepared to go out on a limb and offer criticism about people that in a role that he's never done.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking there's got to be a point at the footy club where you start to go, you know what, mate, you're not welcome here anymore.
Yeah.
You're potting our captain, you're technically potting the club.
Yeah.
I don't think we want you around anymore, mate. Is he in danger of that or not?
Well, absolutely. But one thing I think Kane Collins does, Kane Collins has now got a media career. So you put him in the basket with the rest of them. I mean,
there's nothing wrong with having something. Do you have to be sensational and pick the wrong targets?
It sounds to me it's a bit personal. Sometimes it sounds a bit personal.
I agree with you.
Because early in the year there was a boat smash.
Absolutely.
And now it's a boat smash again when they lose. I don't think you can pinpoint Travis Boak for those losses in the last couple of weeks. But there are other factors in there. But it just seems to me that he's in the gun.
Well, you're closer to it than me, but I talked to some of the players down there. I've got a good relationship with some of the players, and they love Boakey as the captain. Exactly, they think he is fantastic, and having spent a bit of time with him, he's a ripping leader.
Yeah.
I just can't see how you can justify the article
but then
based on a loss.
Well, okay, but then I feel the same way about Tex Walker.
I agree.
In fact,
I agree.
Tex Walker's been a great leader for Adelaide Footy Club. In fact, last year, voted by his peers as the best captain in the AFL. Yeah. This year he's fish and chip favourite.
All right, get out and get your fish and chips, Baz. That's what we need. Time for us to go. I hope you've enjoyed the show, everybody. We look forward to your company next week. Bye for now.